Hey guys, welcome back to Three Suitcases. So we're hanging out today. It just happened to be Thanksgiving in America, and it's 84 degrees down here, so it doesn't really feel Thanksgiving-ish, but it's beautiful. We're smoking a turkey, we got football on the TV, and so Renee and I are just sitting around talking, and we realized we've been here about 6 months now.
It's crazy.
So we decided to figure out, hey, let's make a video. What do we like? What do we regret?
What did we learn?
What did we learn?
Yeah.
Where do we go from here? So let's get into it.
Exactly. So, since it is Thanksgiving Day, let's start with what we're most thankful for.
6 months in, I would say, well, sweet here, because I don't do it very often, but I'm going to
No.
say thankful for you.
Yeah,
Here's the
yeah.
thing, I had, when we moved down here, I had really high blood pressure.
Okay, I was going to be
and I
thankful.
thought it was all because of her.
God dang it! See, he stole it. 'Cause that's what I was going to be thankful for. Truly, moving to Mexico has improved our health.
Absolutely, I will agree with that.
It has improved our health.
We drink juice in the mornings, we might have fruit for lunch.
But we
Now-
did that in the States.
I had Mountain Dew for
Okay,
breakfast.
well, you were a little different. But he had amazingly high blood pressure, like stroke level blood pressure. And he was on the max medicine that he could take. And it was barely bringing it down to the lower high end.
And now I'm worried about low blood pressure, and we've been kicking off that. And that's nothing, I understand that's the thing, but just my health, I feel
Your health.
10 to 20 years younger down here. You feel younger. We've each lost
But
weight,
your
and we're
blood
eating
pressure,
like pigs.
his blood pressure is dramatically different down here. I don't know if it was the stress of his job or stress of me, even though he's still hanging out with me down here in Mexico.
I thought it was all her, to be honest, but here we are.
Obviously, it wasn't all me. But his blood pressure is so much better down here.
Healthier, happier, way more active.
Yes.
I'm very thankful for that. I feel like I added 10 years to my life.
I'm very thankful for that as well. So now that we're both thankful about your health,
Let's see if we can not be on the same page on one. What do you miss the most about the United States?
obviously my kids and my grandkids and my family.
The smoke is rolling in, so that's good. We can do that any place. But once again, maybe we should have thought about this a little bit more, but I will have to go with that. Friends and family. I love my kids, but our 4 grandkids, we lived in the same town, and I could see them all of the time.
My favorite people call me Grandma.
The youngest one isn't on there. Somebody sent us an updated shirt with Blakely on
Christmas idea.
there. Yeah, hint, hint. But the friends and family, you just get to know these people, not so taking family out of the picture. We've met so many great people down here, and with 3 suitcases, we've met some amazing new friends. And so our life is way more active, I think. However, just hugging the kids and the grandkids, and
making all the phone calls today.
sometimes wanting to choke them, but mostly hugging them. But
it is a holiday for us, but we're in Mexico and all our families are getting together today. So we've gotten the group phone calls, and I kind of wish I was there.
One more month, we're going back for a visit.
Yes, but I am going. I am going soon, because even though it's going to be the coldest frickin' ever in Minnesota, I just miss the grandbabies too much. So that's the biggest thing we miss is family. We've been here for 6 months.
And that's a great time to do this video because we've been here a while now and we're kind of done with most
We're
of
still
the
new.
adjusting.
We're still new, but the 6-month period is kind of like when snowbirds come down and they settle in and then they go back home. So we thought the 6-month, time frame would be a good deal for us. So when do you think Mexico felt like home for us?
we do some long road trips, and we get a lot of videos, and we really love to see all these sites and rooms and things like that. We just came back from one. The trip before that, I will say, when we were as beautiful and fascinating as the things were that we were seeing, when we were coming back home, we had about a 4 or 5 hour road trip to get back home. And when I unlocked the door and came in to sit my fat butt down on the couch, it was like, and even leaving there that whole time was like this, I'm going home. I'm not just going to our place in Mexico, I'm truly going home.
Huh. That I did feel that way too, but I felt like it was home probably a couple months ago. And I say that because we finally got it takes time to settle into Mexico, even if you're renting a place, and maybe some expats come back to the same place all the time, but by the time we got our washer and dryer, by the time we got the internet we wanted, by the time we got our cable TV, by the time we truly like settled in, it was 3 to 4 months for me. But once everything started to come together, that's when it felt like home. But it took us 3 to 4 months.
Just learning how to pay the bills and just be able to sit down and watch a TV show. That's a great answer.
I mean, just learning how to pay the bills, just learning how to function in Mexico. Just, there's so many differences that it took us 4 months just to settle in. I couldn't imagine if we were leaving right now. I'd be like, I just started feeling like we were getting comfortable and at home. If I was leaving right now, I would be super sad. With that being said, you know, that we're just getting settled in, and now all of a sudden, if it was 6 months and we had to up and go, that would feel crazy to me, because then I would have to resettle them back home, and then I would have to come down here for another 6 months and start all over. So I'm glad we're not leaving, even though I miss my family and friends. I'm glad we're not leaving. But coming down here, what was one of the biggest culture shocks, do you think?
You know, getting to realize how, and we knew this from all of our visits, but the warmth of the people, the culture, I mean, just the history. I could talk about that for hours, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to go
we could geek out really bad right now.
Way out right field. A public bathroom is not as easy as you might find. And when you wipe your tushy, a lot of places you can't put it in the toilet. You got to put it in the garbage can.
Yes.
And a lot of public bathrooms don't even have toilet seats on them. Yes. That is a culture shock.
Yeah.
That is hard to adjust to for me.
That is truly is a culture shock.
How about you?
I would have to say the biggest culture shock for me was and this is not going to be for everybody, because some people come from bigger cities, some people come from smaller cities, but for us not needing a car.
Oh, yeah, public transportation out here is amazing.
I was shocked, because everybody, and I don't want this to sound derogatory, but this is what people think is, it's third world country. But their transportation system down here is amazing. It's better than the U.S. It's probably as good as, I would say, when we traveled in Europe.
Yeah, Germany had a really good public transportation system.
So I think it's as good as that. The U.S., it's only in certain areas. You can't get the public transportation everywhere in the U.S. like you can down here in Mexico. I don't care what city we've landed in or where we've been. Taxis, buses, everything has just been so accessible and so cheap. So I think that is my biggest culture shock, is not having to have a car.
So that leads me right into my next question. So you talk about public transportation, we talk about culture shock. What is the one thing that you wish everybody back in the U.S. or Canada knew about Mexico, that when you said you were coming down here, they were like, oh no, but now that you're down here, you're like, that's not the way it is.
Don't pay attention to the news. Bad things happen in the U.S. Bad things happen everywhere. It's not like that. You don't hear of school shootings down here. You don't, I mean, there is petty theft, but there's petty theft everywhere. Just be aware of your surroundings and who you're around. I would definitely say that there is an agenda to make Mexico not as attractive as it truly is.
And you stole mine again. We just
Sorry.
our last road
I'm so
trip.
sorry.
We just left Merida, which is the second safest city in the Western Hemisphere, safer than any city in the U.S.
Yes.
People watch a lot of movies, listen to the media, dirt roads, sombreros, donkeys,
Well,
the
we've already
cartels.
talked about-
There's some areas that you want to avoid. I get that, but
Oh,
and you
absolutely,
hear
there are areas you want to
the
avoid.
government wants you to spend your money at home, the media wants you to spend your money at home, and they make these things up. They don't make them up, but only a couple of times a year you hear about like an American that dies down here in Mexico. That's happening in every city in the U.S. all
Yeah.
the time. I feel so safe down here. It's a wonderful
And
place.
I do feel safe, but I don't want to over exaggerate that. I do want you to be aware of your surroundings and where you are. And you know, if you have a strap over purse, keep your strap over purse and put it in your front. Put your wallet in your front pocket. I mean, pretend like you are a tourist and that it is possible.
Right.
So with that being said, you know, safety and whatever, we've gone on many excursions.
Mm-hmm.
We've traveled a lot. So I'm gonna ask you, and we're gonna find out if we agree again. And honestly, guys, we didn't plan
We did
this. Not talk about this. We started talking about all this
So
stuff.
I'm gonna call timeout on this one because I got a lot of things in my head. I'm gonna spin it right back around on you. What is your favorite excursion you've been on?
Okay, it's gonna be our first video. It's gonna be the whale shark snorkeling. Swimming with whale sharks. That is one of the first things we did when we came down here on this trip.
Yeah.
But you can snorkel anywhere. You have times to see the turtles. You can sit on the beach. You can take a pontoon, or not a pontoon, but a boat. A lot of places.
But the whale sharks.
With the whale sharks, that's only during certain seasons, and
Certain
that
areas,
was
that was pretty magical.
beautiful. You can't use the word magical.
Hey, all right, I know that's her word. Check out our Holbox video, but
Yeah.
or the whale shark video, but yeah,
That was pretty amazing to me. I would do that again. I would do that again in a heartbeat.
okay. And I would probably tend to agree with her, but to pick something different for once. So the one I'm going to go with, very touristy, but I'm going to go with Ishkaret Park.
Oh yeah,
It
that
was a
good.
12-hour day. It was 103
That was
degrees in the
good.
real feel. The show at the end of the night was just
Yeah.
literally, and there's so many things I'd like to talk about around Mexico and stuff, and to draw on a tourist spot maybe seems a little unfair, but that was a pretty
No,
cool
because
day.
that is an amazing day, and that one does cost some money. But yeah, I agree with you. I see why you're coming up with that one, because there are so many things to do and see, and the show at the end is so emotional. I'm still going to stick with my whale sharks, but I do see why he picks Ishkaret. I do see that. I
Well,
understand that
excursion.
one. Yeah, I agree with you on
Okay.
that. All right, we're good. Since we a little different on our excursions, what would you say was your best day in Mexico then? Do you,
We were in Merida for a week.
oh, that video might not be out yet.
It doesn't matter. You wait. Just follow us. Follow us. Well, hey, perfect time.
No.
Share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. It's not out yet, but we just got back from Merida.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's part of the reason. However, we had some days in Merida where we went for some excursions. I can't even tell you which day, but when we were in Merida, checking out the town in the morning and having some great Yucatecan food.
Yeah.
And then leaving Merida, a 500-year-old city with the greatest history of all time. And we went on some great day trips.
I know where you're going with this
And
one.
I mean, Sasal, Progreso, all these places are great day trips. Mukuiche, all these great things we did during the day, and then
Yeah.
come back, and then
Uxmal.
there was a Uxmal,
Yeah.
Izamal. I
Oh
mean,
my God, you
it's-
guys, this was an amazing
You'll
trip.
get to it, yeah. But, so my best one day then, we do all these things during the day. From the time we wake up, we're at the Grand Hotel, I mean, there's a beautiful thing. And then Saturday night, when we get back home, right in front of the oldest cathedral in the Americas, they reenact a Poc game.
Oh, okay.
And
I knew you were
that was
super
late
excited about
Saturday
that
night.
one.
And Renee actually got to hold an actual Poc ball.
That
It's
was
a
kind of
rubber
crazy.
8-pound ball.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And when they get done with the game, they light the ball on fire. They finish playing this game with their hips.
Well,
and their
when they did the fire, there was
they were using their hands.
Yeah.
Poc, they're using their hands and stuff, or their shoulders and their feet. But they light the ball on fire. They're actually throwing this fireball amongst each other up into there.
Huh.
And in front of the oldest cathedral in Americas in a 500-year-old city. And this was after we had some great food and went on a day trip. And so, I mean, just you can do a full day in Merida, and that was maybe my favorite day.
Okay.
And that happened to be right around my birthday. It's your best day in Mexico.
Wait a minute.
She's thirsty after that one, folks.
Well, you guys, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a best day in Mexico because they've all been pretty amazing to me because I learn something new every day. Whether it's more history, where I'm not a history buff, but or seeing something new or meeting the people, I don't have one particular favorite day because these past 6 months have truly just been amazing to me, like eye-opening amazing. So I can't pick one day out of it.
Not because of Mexico or because of all the time you get to spend with me?
All the time I get to spend with you, baby. Let's just go with that.
So, since you can't pick one special day, where have we been in 6 months? We got a lot of places to go in the future, don't get me wrong, but we're talking the first 6 months we've been down here. Where would you revisit for a day or for something? Where would you go for a day that we've already been?
Ooh. Can I pick more than one?
Sure.
I loved Holash. We were only there for like 48 hours. I would truly go back for 3 or 4 days for like a longer weekend. It was just so much fun. I loved Holash. And even though you guys haven't seen Merida yet, we have a lot of outskirts from that one. I would go back to Merida because I feel like
No, stop. You picked Holash. That's where you're going.
You said I could pick more than one.
I'm taking
You said I
Merida
could pick
because
more
of
than one.
all the places around there.
Oh my gosh. He said I could pick more than one.
She'd pick all day. But yeah, Merida was
Merida.
awesome. Holash was awesome. We had such a great time at Holash.
Yeah.
And she said that's the first place we went to. And she actually said that's where she wanted to go back for her birthday.
Yes.
Was go back and revisit Holash.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew on that one you might pick that one. Merida to me, just the history and the beauty and everything to see around there was pretty awesome.
Merida's pretty amazing. I agree with you on Merida. It's just but Merida is tricky when you say you'd go back to Merida again for a one thing, just because there's 50 things to do around Merida.
So yeah, you got to spend a week in Merida. Let's
Yeah,
see
there's just
at a minimum.
There's so much to see and do, and food to taste, and places to check out, and not just in Merida, but like within 45 minutes of Merida.
Yeah.
Woo! Mind blown.
Got one more question for you.
Uh-oh, now I'm scared.
Or the next question just crossed my mind. 6 months in, what is your biggest regret about moving to Mexico?
Oh.
Or do you have any?
I don't. I don't have any regrets about moving to Mexico. I wish, the only thing is I wish I would have taken more time to learn more Spanish before I came down here.
we thought we'd learn a lot until you hear how fast they talk.
Yeah,
all of a
we
sudden you're
learned
like,
such.
oh, God.
Yeah, but we learned such basics. Thinking that we could learn it as we go. that's harder than you think. So, yeah, I wish I knew more Spanish before I, bit the bullet and decided to come all down here and go all in. I wish I knew more Spanish because I feel like with everything that I have learned, I could have learned so much more if I knew the language.
That is hard to, we want to talk to more of the locals. And we can do pretty much everything we need to do. We can do everything we need to do. We can drive around, all that stuff.
We can do a lot.
But to really be truly conversational with somebody, just truly talking about
I'm not talking
obscure
about,
day-to-day
not talking about
things.
directions or ordering dinner, or getting one more cerveza. To have an actual conversation with the local, that would make all the difference in the world to me. So that would be my one regret, is that I don't know enough Spanish. How about you?
I'm going to totally cop out on this one. I regret not getting to see friends and family as much. That was a little bit harder than I thought it would be. We talk to the kids and the grandkids several times a week. We get to text friends and stuff like that. We're going to see them all, whenever we go back to visit.
We missed out on a lot, though.
Since we've been down here,
Yeah.
we've met some amazing people. We've had parties here on this patio. We've had a dozen people here
Yeah.
cooking out. I mean,
And those
the
are all
people
fun.
who are willing to come down here from a lot of Canadians, some Americans, and Germans and French, all over the world.
Everyone's looking for someone to connect with because you come down here all by yourself. Let's
Right.
be honest.
But everybody kind of has the same feelings and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They wanted to try something different. They're coming down here and it's beautiful and it's affordable, and everybody just has a good time. They kind of all have those free spirits. So as much as I miss, and that is my biggest regret, is friends and family. But at the same time, the friends we've met on 3 Suitcases, the friends we've met in Puerto Morelos, the people we've met on our travels.
I agree with you on a lot of stuff because especially in Minnesota, the summers are amazing. So there's always so much to do and see, and we did miss a lot of stuff with our friends and family this summer. But you will be surprised when you get down here how many people are willing to connect with you and have the same likes and dislikes that you do. And they're looking for a taste of home too, and they're looking for someone to connect with and have a good time with and have a cocktail or watch the football game or watch soccer or just grill out. I mean, it doesn't even have to be anything fancy, but we missed a lot of that with our friends and family these last 6 months. So I get that regret. I get that too. But that's gonna happen for anybody who moves down here.
So my turkey is just about ready. So we're going to show you our spread that just the two of us, we're going to eat like
We'll
kings
set you
for
a plate
days.
too.
We'll set you a plate.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, one final question.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm ready for any more. What's your last one? One final question.
Come at me, woman.
I do have one.
Okay.
Would you do it all over again?
I put up with you for 31 years, so I would follow you to the end of the earth.
Okay, now that
But-
was a sweet answer.
Hey,
But
by the way,
Jesus,
what's that mean if you...
let's just be serious. No.
Yes, I would.
Would you?
Absolutely.
I
No
mean,
doubt, hands down,
'cause
100 times over. I have
literally-
had the greatest, the adventures and the experiences we've had. We've lived more in this 6 months
Yes, we have.
than most people will live in a lifetime.
And
We've
we're
been
healthier.
to so many cities. We feel better. We feel healthier.
Okay.
I may end up going poor.
So
but
let's sum it. Yeah.
I have had the greatest 6 months of my life.
So if we were to sum up this video, best days, best this, best that, the regrets, which weren't many, we would do this all over again. Right? I'm saying we,
I
because
already
he just
covered
said
it,
he would.
yeah.
I know. So I would say yes, we would do this all over again. Not many regrets, just missing family and friends, which if they would have got their passports, they could be here.
By the way,
just
any
a
of you
little,
guys, come on
just
down.
a little stinger for
Get
that
the
one.
four-bedroom house. Come on down. We get the pool right there. I'm smoking a turkey. Come on down. Have some dinner with us.
Yeah, I'm just throwing a little stinger out there, but you guys know I love you. I would do it all over. I would do it all over.
That's a great way to end it. But we're going to come back with one more thing. I'm going to pull my turkey, We're gonna come back and we're gonna show you our American Thanksgiving dinner that we made for two.
Hope you join us.
Cheers. Bus Casa, Puerto Morelos.
So that's been our 6 months here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some information out of it.
We have loved every minute of being down here, and it's hard to talk anymore as much as I'd love to talk all night long, you know that, but I'm ready to eat.
Yeah. So happy Thanksgiving from our house to yours, and we have set you an extra plate at our table. Come and join us anytime. Cheers from 3 suitcases.